Okay, so this is a long time in the making here. I'm going to try to make this as short as I can and also give you as much detail as I can. But on this press here, let me just kind of turn this way. I did a short video. I got this and I got the RAM nickel boron, okay? And so we couldn't finish the assembly because we were waiting on the shell plate to come back. I sent it out for titanium nitride. Okay, now I'm not going to be in the frame a whole lot here because I'm trying to show you, we'll get this down, try to show you as much as I can on the assembly between the shell plate, the bearing, and what I'm going to call the gear, okay? And so we'll get into that in just 1 second, because when you send this out to Brazen to get it coated, they coat it, but when they ship it back, it's got quite a bit of oil. Whether that's WD-40, I don't know. So, looking for alcohol. And if I can get it, that's what we're going to real quickly clean it with. So don't want to waste it either. But we'll get some alcohol put in here. And just real briefly, I'll just spray it off. Don't wanna waste it, but now when I posted this in the X-10 forum on Facebook, the X-10 group, I guess you should say, they said to me, "Hey man, why'd you do that?" You know, honestly, they didn't know. So for all you people here, why should you coat your shell plate in titanium nitride? Well, to be honest with you, and this is probably going to be a shocker to you, just save your money. Okay, why did I do it though? Three reasons here. Titanium nitride is harder than the substrate metal, which means the titanium nitride is harder than this stainless steel plate itself. 95 Rockwell. Coefficients of friction is higher, so you know you may not get as many, and we'll see when I start loading it. But it may help with some of that brass coming in as far as the jam ups, maybe, because it's got such a high coefficients of friction. Okay. And then the third reason, mostly because I personally think it looks really cool. And you still have, and you might not be able to see it, but you still have where it says 9mm, Frankfurt Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. All the trademark wording is there. So with this pretty much cleaned up, here's how you're going to do this. Here's the gear. And obviously the bearing is going to sit in here. And obviously you want to line the holes up, right, with the holes in in the shell plate, and you're going to put a nut, okay, and a washer in here. And so these did have Loctite on them, some of them. Oh, we're not using those. I'm sorry. While you're doing this, I switched over to 18.8 stainless steel Torx heads, okay? They're an M5 by .08, 40 mm long, pack of 50. I did not want to go to the Allen head. Now let's make sure. Yeah, it'll be a T25. Now, this is up to you. They Loctite. There's Loctite on the old threads. Don't know if you can see that. I'm going to put Loctite on these threads as well. Also, in case you didn't know, I don't know if I posted the video. I might have. I took this bearing apart, and I cleaned all the yellow Chinese grease out. I put super lube in. One more time. You find that at Harbor Freight. I put that in. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying I used it. There may be a better solution out there. You might have a lighter weight grease that you like to use that you think is better, and that's fine. Okay, and one of those, and then just blue Loctite. You don't have to get crazy with the red, because you may have to service this again. Now, this will go like this. And I'll show you one, and then I will just do them all, and that way we can save on the video time. Now, if these are tight, I do believe it's the 12 millimeter here. Let's double check. Yep, 12 millimeter. Actually, I got this going the wrong way. The head goes down. Don't know what I was thinking. But you have an idea of how this goes. So I will cut the video. I'll get this all installed. And then I'll be back and I'll show you what it looks like. Nothing to it. I'll catch you in just a minute. Okay, and we're back. And so here we go. It's all assembled. Now you will notice, obviously, I've got some stick out. Now, I don't think that's going to affect anything. But if it does, you can always clip that with a Dremel or however you want to do it. But with that being said, I'm going to just give that top a little wipe and check the bearing. Everything's kind of rolling pretty good there. So let's get into the installation and get the lid on this Loctite, and we'll see how this looks. So give me just a second and we'll get going with that. Okay, I'm fully assembled. Now let's see if I can get you just a little bit closer here. See how that looks. Fully assembled, but I haven't obviously got all my dies set. When I took this all apart to do all these upgrades, I took the downtime to clean my dies, to check for anything that may be loose. This dog or this feed paw that grabs the shell plate and moves it forward right here, the screw on top, when you take the shell plate off, you'll see the screw on top. Always check that. Every time you take the shell plate out to clean this press, every 1,000, 2,000, whatever your maintenance is, check that screw, because when I was assembling this, that screw was loose, which made the feed paw, you know, it could move kind of up and down, so you didn't get sort of reliable indexing. But we have the titanium nitride plate on, nickel boron on the ram, nickel boron here on what I call the tool head alignment rod. I don't know if that's the proper nomenclature that Frankford Arsenal would use, but let's index this around, and everything is actually way smoother than it was before, as far as the ram going up and down and the tool head riding up and down on the alignment rod. Again, the nickel boron, extremely smooth. Now, as far as the indexing goes, because we've got new lube in the bearing, all the Chinese yellow grease is out. Super lube is in. And when that shell plate is indexed, it feels like it's on glass. But it's hard to tell if it's the shell plate or if it's just because the ram is nickel boron. Everything just really smooth. Now, because we had the shell plate completely tore apart, we will have to slightly adjust our indexing. That's no big deal, especially to you guys who have as many rounds through the press as I do. The indexing is just slightly off, and we notice it as we're breaking the feed paw on our way down. When that feed paw is, you'll see it. I don't know if you'll see it in the video, but you'll just kind of see it move. The shell plate will just kind of slightly kick out of position. But anyway, yeah, everything's moving really good here. So to shorten this up, titanium nitride plate, T20 Torxed screws, and let me real quick just want to show you here, if I can, and you should pause this. Okay, I'll let you pause it, and you can write down the part number, or, you know, M5 by 40. Now, 40 is a little too long for if you're using them on the shell plates, the shell plate with the nuts. You'll have to trim them. You'll have to trim about 1/4 inch off of them. So if you don't want to trim them, you can't trim them, you should maybe get like a M5 by 35 or 30. But definitely want a 40 for your for this section up here. This is definitely a 40. These, what is there, 5 in here? These 5. And I would definitely say stainless. If you want them black, Cerakote the heads. Don't get standard steel. Get the stainless, okay? Now, with that being said, I went through with a single piece of brass, set up most of my dies, as you guys know, you know. But with that being said, until I'm ready to go into another load, which it's going to be a while, several months probably. It's, you know, we're not going to, you know, outside of just, it feels good just indexing, okay? Feels good. But, you know, there is, you know, if you take a piece of brass here, I am having this slightly stick on the kickoff, okay? But that happened before. That has nothing to do with the nitride and all that. But anyway, I'll leave it at that, and we'll just see how it goes when I do get into loading. I still have to set up the crimp, no big deal. And then we're going to a 147 full metal jacket from a 124. Still got to set up the, obviously the seating die. But, and I myself will eventually probably Cerakote these screw heads, because I think black would look really cool. Titanium nitride, hopefully, on these 2 rods here, and on the 2 rods over on the priming side, priming and swaging side. Would really like to get those nickel boron or titanium nitride coated. And then keep this in the back of your minds. The priming rod or priming pin is also most likely going to get titanium nitride coated. Outside of that, yeah, this is a pretty good setup. Oh, I will say this much. Up here with the Hornady, there are some upgrades that need to be done to the Hornady lock and load case activation. So the die itself needs to most likely get, because it's cheaper, nickel boron, and also the drum and the I'm just trying to think of what the technical nomenclature is, but your adjuster here, where you adjust how much powder goes in and out of the drum, the whole assembly should be nickel boron, and that is just, or titanium nitride, but it's just rust prevention. That's all it's for. But basically the whole thing needs all the bare steel on the case activation and the drum and everything attached to that whole unit. And then glass glass up here on the actual hopper itself. Get rid of the plastic hoppers and go to glass hoppers. But yeah, we got a lot of... I'll swing you back here. Just kind of move you back. There we go. We have a lot of work cut out for ourselves, huh? But that's why I always say that the Lyman Pro stainless steel dies, they are worth their weight in gold, unless you're buying dies that are nickel coated or titanium nitride or any form of nitride. The whole die must be coated, and then that way you never get any tarnish or anything on them. Unless you buy dies and Cerakote them. But yeah, what did I say, about 12 to 13,000 rounds through this press, and it's looking pretty good. Although I will say if I had the money, I would have bought Lyman Apex 10s. But man, you can have 2 of these presses for the price of an Apex 10. So yeah. Anyway, shell plate, screws, nickel boron on that, coming along pretty good. This will be the test press, and then if everything works out, I know exactly what I would need to get done on the 223 press, and I can get it all done in one big shebang. And yeah, so well, with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. And yeah, one more time, let's get a couple more actuations in. That is smooth. Doesn't hurt to index this a while, and you know, before you even load, just sort of get things moved around and get that bearing grease really spread around. Even though I spread it around by finger and really smushed it in there good, and when I put the bearing seals back in, I mean, that super lube kind of smushed or squeezed out, so it's packed really good. That super lube will last that bearing a lifetime. So all right, with that being said, I'll get going, and like I said, we'll catch you in the next one.